Hello guys, welcome to the 8th lecture of the chapter quadratic equation. Right, in the last lecture we solved exercise 4.3. So in this lecture we'll be going ahead with the chapter. We'll be going to the next topic of the chapter, that is nature of roots. This is also the last topic of this chapter, guys. Right, after this lecture, in the next lecture we'll solve an exercise based upon nature of roots. That's your exercise 4.4. After that we'll be winding up this chapter. Right, now let's go ahead, guys. Nature of roots. Nature of roots means you get roots of the quadratic equation, right? Now nature of the roots is whether it is, you have to tell it whether it is real roots or else are the roots same, or else if the roots are, if there are no roots for the equation. For example, if there's an equation, let's take a general form of a quadratic equation. Now the roots of this equation is x equal to minus b plus or minus root over b square minus 4ac by 2a, right? Now the nature of the roots completely depends upon one thing, guys. It depends upon this quantity, that is b square minus 4ac. If b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, getting it, then there are roots for the given quadratic equation. For the quadratic equation, I'm writing in short form, guys, QE. If b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, getting it, then there will be two equal roots. Correct? No, in the last lectures actually we have solved few questions in which we have got all these cases. Right, now we are just going to classify them. We are like organizing and studying them individually. Actually in the previous exercise questions also we have encountered this situation where this was when this term in the quadratic equation was coming to be 0, then we are getting two equal roots. That is, if this terms become 0, then you will get as minus b by 2a, right? Getting it, you will get only minus b by 2a, and one more root is also minus b by 2a. And if b square minus 4ac becomes less than equal to 0, less than 0, that time no real roots. That time the given quadratic equation won't have any roots. Getting it, guys? So this thing determines the nature of the root of a quadratic equation, right? This thing b square minus 4ac is the thing which determines the nature of roots. So this is called determinant. So b square minus 4ac, this whole term, this is called as determinant. Getting it, guys? Its short form is capital D. You will express it as capital D. So this you can also write as minus b plus or minus root over d by 2a. Getting it, guys? This whole quantity we have replaced with the capital D. This capital D represents this whole quantity. Getting it? So if d is greater than 0, roots exist. Two different root exist. Minus b, two different root. What are those two different root? If d is greater than 0, you will get two roots. Minus b plus root over d by 2a. Minus b, here plus, right? Plus or minus. For one more root you will take minus. Root of d by 2a. This will be your second root. This will be your first root. This will be your second root. Two distinct root will be available if d is greater than 0. This is which case? This is the first case. Getting it? These both are same. And in the second case, what will happen? You will get two zeros. That is, when d is equal to 0, you will have two zeros, two roots of equation, but both the root are going to be same. Both the root will be minus b by 2a comma minus b by 2a. Done. This was your first case. This was your second case, case 1, and this is your case 2. Now let's look at the case 3, where d is going to be less than 0. That is this case, case number 3. Then there is no real root. You will just conclude by saying no real root. Getting it, guys? So these are the three conditions which you have to remember, right? D is greater than 0, D equal to 0, D less than 0, and D greater to 0. I am saying it many times because it's very important, guys. You have to remember this, right? If there is greater than 0, there are two roots for the quadratic equation, two distinct roots. If d equal to 0, distinct means different roots. One will be minus b plus d plus root of d, one more will be minus d minus root of d, getting at this sign, plus or minus sign, two different roots will be there. If d is equal to 0, if this whole term becomes 0, then there is no point of plus or minus, right? So both the roots will be same, that is minus b by 2a. And if d is less than 0, you will conclude by saying no real roots. That's it, guys. That's the whole idea of nature of roots, nothing more than this. The whole whole topic is based upon only these three concepts. Right, now I'll move aside, you can take this screenshot. After this, let's go ahead and see few example based on it so that you people understand it better. Okay guys, now let's look at the first example under this topic, that is your example 16, which says find the discriminant of the quadratic equation 2x square minus 4x plus 3 equal to 0 and hence find the nature of its roots. Right guys, as I said you, find the discriminant, which means we have to find the d, correct? D is nothing but equal to b square minus 4ac. Just put these values in this equation, just put those values, you'll get the value of d, as simple as that. So d is b square is minus 4. So it is minus 4 square minus 4 into a is 2 and c is 3. So d becomes equal to 16, minus 4 square is 16 minus this is 8 into 3 is 24. Getting it? So this becomes like 16 minus 24. Getting it guys? It becomes like 16 minus 24, which is equal to minus 8. Which means if you see here, d comes equal to less than 0. So which is this case guys? This is case number 3, that is when d is less than 0. When d is less than 0, you will conclude saying no real roots for the given quadratic equation. Correct? No, that's the conclusion guys. There's no real roots present for the given quadratic equation, as simple as that. Just 2-line solution guys. Now you can see the screenshot. Now let's go to the next example. Okay guys, now let's go to example 17. Example 17 says a pole has to be erected at the point on the boundary of a circular park of diameter 13 meters in such a way that the difference of the distance from the diametrically opposite fixed gates A and B on the boundary is 7 meters. Is it possible to do so? If yes, at what distance from the gates should the pole be erected? Okay guys, so this is a 4-line question. So I'll just represent this question pictorially so that you'll understand it better. They are saying there's a circular park, and then they are saying okay, just a minute guys. They're saying there's a diameter of 13 meters. Okay, there's a diameter of 13. Okay, diameter won't be like this, it will be like this, right? So this is the diameter of this circle, right? And then they're saying the difference of is it correct? I think it came like a egg, right? It came like, it's not a perfect circle. Let me try to draw a perfect circle now. Oh, it's not coming. Okay, let's assume this as a perfect circle guys, and then they're saying the diameter of the circle is 13 meters long, right? And then they're saying the difference of the length from AB, if this is the diameter, this will be A and this will be B, and they're saying they have to erect a pole on the boundary. Okay, for example, if we are erecting a pole on this point in the boundary, this will be the connecting points, right? So this will be the connecting distances from the diametrical ends. So they are saying the difference in this length, for example, let this be x, this length be x, this should be x plus 7. They're saying the difference of the length between two distances from the pole to the ends of the diameter should be 7. The difference should be 7. Getting it guys? So now this is the equation. Now they're telling, is it possible? I guess it will be possible, right? When equation is formed, it will be possible. If yes, at what distances from the gate should the pole be erected? Okay guys, So this is the pole. Now we have to find the value of x and x plus 7 to find at what distance from the pole, from the gate. Okay, these are gates, right? Gate A and gate B. These are the diameter. From the gate should the pole be erected. This distance we have to find. So the task now is to find x, guys. So if it is a diameter and if these are two distances, then this will be perpendicular, right? If this is perpendicular, this triangle becomes a right angle triangle. If it is a right angle triangle, yeah, what formula can you use? You can use the Pythagoras theorem. So those 4 lines of the question, we represented it pictorially, right? That's the condition, that's the question now. Now with that itself we are going to solve, right? Okay, first the assumption step. Let the distance between gate A and pole be equal to x meters, right? And then the distance between pole and gate B, the distance between gate B and pole be x plus 7 meters, because the difference between the distance should be 7. One should be 7 meters more and another should be 7 meters less than the higher one. Getting it? The difference should be 7 meters. That's basically one will be more lengthier. One will be 7 meters more lengthier than the other one, right? So these are the two conditions. Now applying Pythagoras theorem. Applying Pythagoras theorem, right, we will get as hypotenuse square is equal to the sum of the squares of other two sides. Sum of the squares of other two sides. This is the Pythagoras theorem, right? Just a minute, guys. I'll just fill the ink in the marker. Done. So 13 square equal to x square plus x plus 7 the whole square. So this will become like 13 square is 169, right? 169 equal to x square plus this will become like x square plus 14x plus 49. Now if I bring all the terms towards one side, okay, I'll take 169 to the RHS, that time it will become minus 169 plus 49 will become equal to minus 120, correct? So it will become like 2x square plus 14x minus 120 equal to 0. So this will be your equation, guys. This will be your quadratic equation. Now we have to find the value of x. Now to find the value of x, what shall we do, guys? Shall we do it using splitting the middle term or using quadratic formula? What shall we do? Okay, we'll use the quadratic formula itself. If you use the quadratic formula, where is the space? If I use the quadratic formula, that is minus b plus or minus root over b square minus 4ac by 2a. In place of minus b, I'll be putting minus 14 plus or minus root over 14 square is how much? It's 196. 196 minus 4 into a into c by 2a. 2 into a is 2. So this becomes like minus 14 plus or minus root over 196. So minus into minus becomes plus 8 into 120. This is 4 into 2 is 8. 8 into 120. Okay, first I'll do 120 into 8. It becomes 960. So it is like 196 plus 960. Getting it? 196 plus 960 is, it is 1156. So it is like minus 14 plus or minus root over 1156 by 4. If I take the root of 1156, guys, we'll get as 34. Right, now we'll get the two solutions for the value of x. One will be minus 14 minus 34 by 4. One more will be minus 14 plus 34 by 4. If you think, guys, minus is not possible. If you take minus value of this one, the whole term will come minus and the length, the distance will come in negative. Can the distance be negative? Not possible, right? So we are just going to take the positive thing. Positive 34 by 2. That will become minus 14 plus 34 is 20. 20 by 2 is 20 by 4, right? Because it's 4 here. 20 by 4 is 5 meters. So the value of x is 5 meters, guys. The value of x is 5 meters. And the value of this distance, that is pole, if you consider this as pole, AP is 5 meters and the distance from pole to gate B is 5 plus 7, that is 12 meters. Getting it, guys, how we did it? And finally we got the distances. At what distances from the gate should the pole be erected? From the by a distance of 5 meters from A and distance of 12 meters from B, the pole should be erected. That's the final conclusion, guys. So what did we do? First we read the question and then the pictorial representation of the question, and then we assumed the distance of smaller length to be x and the larger length, that is by 7 meters, as x plus 7, and then we just used the Pythagoras theorem, found the quadratic equation, solved it using the quadratic formula, and then we found the final solution, that's the value of x, and then substituted it back 5, and 5 plus 7 gives you 12, and finally we found the distance, guys. That's it, as simple as that. Now I'll move aside, you can take the screenshot. Okay, guys, now let's go to example 18. Example 18 says, find the discriminant of the equation 3x square minus 2x plus 1 by 3 equal to 0, and hence find the nature of its roots, find them if they are real. Okay, guys, so they have given us a quadratic equation and then they are saying us to find the discriminant of that equation and also to find the solution, that is the roots of that equation, if the discriminant, if they are real, if the solution is real, right? So first let's find the value of discriminant, that is d. D equal to b square minus 4ac, right? So b square minus 4ac in that equation is minus 2 square minus 4 into a is 3 and c is 1 by 3, correct? No, this becomes equal to 4 minus 4 into 3 is this 3 and this 3 will get cancelled, 3 and 1 by 3 will get cancelled, and here only 1 will be remaining, so 4 into 1 is 4, so 4 minus 4 is 0, which means a discriminant equal to 0. When discriminant is equal to 0, what will happen, guys? Generally the root is minus b plus or minus root over d, that is discriminant, by 2a, right, where d is equal to b square minus 4ac. Now if this becomes 0, so the roots will be minus b by 2a comma minus b by 2a. As I said to you, the roots are going to be the same, right? So we have to just put the value of minus b by 2a as the root of that equation. Minus b is minus of minus 2, that is 2, by 2a is 2 into 3, that is 6, which is nothing but equal to 1 by 3. So the roots of the equation is 1 by 3 comma 1 by 3. That's it, guys. Done with the example 18. So that's it for this lecture, guys. This was your lecture number 8. We started the new topic, that is nature of roots, and then we saw what is nature of roots and what are the concepts inside it. This is very short topic, guys. There's only 3 points, right? If d is equal to 0, equal roots, which is this case. If d is greater than 0, you will have 2 distinct roots, and if d is less than 0, you will have no roots, no real roots. That's the whole concept, guys. They'll tell you to find the d and then they'll tell you to find the solution of the equation. As simple as that. Only such question will be asked, which is actually easy. So that's it for this lecture, guys. In next lecture we'll go to exercise 4.4, where we'll be solving the entire exercise 4.4 and winding up this entire chapter, that is quadratic equation. So keep practicing, guys. Practice few more questions, keep practicing the questions based upon the previous topics as well, so that you people always keep remembering it, right? You'll always have it in your mind. So that's it for this lecture, guys. Meet you in the next lecture. Until then, bye. So guys, there's a small mistake which I did in this lecture. So I wanted to tell you that the capital D, which I said you as determinant, it's not determinant, guys, it's discriminant, right? It's discriminant. I'll write it down. So D, which happens to be equal to b square minus 4ac, is discriminant. this is the small mistake which I did, guys. Actually, it's been a long time which it's been like 4 years I studied this concept. So I thought it's a determinant, since it determines the nature of the root, so I thought it's determinant. No guys, it's discriminant, right? So this was a small mistake which I did, so correct it, guys. Sorry for this mistake. So that's what I wanted to tell you.